What's up, everybody? It's your boy Slick Tactics, and welcome to another tactical topic. And today, I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts ReMind. Now, the anniversary of Kingdom Hearts 3 was a few days ago, and ReMind came out just a few days ago before that. And I was trying to drop this on the anniversary, but I had a lot of other things to do, keeping up quotas and edits and stuff. So, better late than never. And I love ReMind. ReMind is such a great DLC. It adds so much for me, and I love every moment of it. Like, honestly, the only thing that was missing was I was hoping the part where Magnificent and Pete found the Pandora's box. I honestly thought maybe they'll open it and we get the Pandora Cup. That's the one thing like I truly wanted other than playable Kyrie. I was like, dang, that didn't happen. But oh well, it's still a great DLC. But the thing is, a lot of people saying that this is not worth buying. A lot of people are saying it is worth buying. It's kind of almost split down the middle. And for some points, they're right. And some points, I'm like, oh, okay, that is very understandable. For one biggest thing, people say, well, this technically is a spoiler, but then again, if you're watching ReMind thing, you already kind of noticed that. But for the ReMind DLC, it's basically just a retell story of the ending. Sora learned how to go through time. He's going through everybody's heart and seeing what happened through their perspective during the time where they was at. For example, Aqua, when she saw the tornado of Heartless, you saw a whole bunch of Aqua swimming around, which was cool to see it through her eyes. And Sora had to fight Aqua. And basically, you're just doing all these boss fights again, but now you get to select Riku, Aqua, Roxas during the times, and Kairi for the final boss fight. Which, to me, you know, big Kingdom Hearts fans, that's freaking amazing. But for people who are not big on the story characters, or, you know, just bought the game just to experience the game and play and stuff like that, they're like, really? We just bought a DLC just to play the ending again, but with different characters. To some people, that is a waste of money. To me, that's understandable. If you're not a big fan, this DLC is definitely not for you. But yeah, again, you're just playing these characters again for the ending, where, you know, Sora did this already in the regular game. So for most people, it's not really worth it unless you're like a big Kingdom Hearts fan, you really like the story and stuff like that. And then after you beat ReMind, you get the limit cuts, which is where the data fights come in. And the data fights are amazing. They're just as good as the Kingdom Hearts 2 data fight. And speaking of Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix were basically full games retail again. So Kingdom Hearts 1, you had to pay full price for the Final Mix. Kingdom Hearts 2, you had to pay full price for the Final Mix. But for ReMind, you're only paying $30, half the price of the full game, which is worth it because, again, they added the data fights. Kingdom Hearts 2 added a new form in data fights, and Kingdom Hearts 1 just added one boss and 2 parts to the story. But yeah, so that's a thing right there. And the data fights are extremely fun to play, and they're really hard, like, you know, ridiculously hard as they are in the other one. But the thing I noticed too, with like Larcene, Young Xehanort, and Sykes, they have a legit pattern. They do the same thing no matter what. I've noticed that. I was like, really, Larcene, you're doing the same thing over and over and over. So I almost assumed that everybody do that, but Marluxia, Terra, Xehanort Terra, Xemnas, and yeah, they do different stuff. Like when I fought Terra, Xehanort, Terranort, I don't know what to call this man right now, but he started off with an unblockable attack, and all of a sudden when I rematched him, all of a sudden he did a shooting attack. I'm like, oh, okay, you did something different. Then the match started up again, he did this dodging attack. I'm like, okay, so yeah, you don't do the same thing all the time in the exact pattern. I mean, yeah, he got his 4 signature moves and his desperation move, but he doesn't do them in the same order like Larcene. Always start off with the dash, fake out dash to the explosion, then the 3 lines, then her zip zap mode. She always did it in that same exact order, which made her extremely easy once I figured that out and know what to dodge and what to block. And then with Sykes, the same thing with Young Xehanort. Made those fights extremely easy because they have a pattern instead of mixing it up like the other characters. I don't know why they did that, but oh well. And also Luxo, screw him with them stupid mini games at the end. Like, the first games are simple, but then that joint just gets extremely confusing sometimes. But all in all, the data fights was great, and there's a small cameo once you get to the data fights of the Final Fantasy characters. Like, back then, honestly, I always said the Final Fantasy characters done their job. I understand why they're not in Kingdom Hearts 3, but a lot of people was mad about that. And now they're in the limit cuts, and people was hyped when they saw them in the trailer, but now that it's out, they was like, oh, they didn't do anything. I was like, that's what I've been trying to tell a lot of y'all. they're not. Their job is done. They're not doing anything. Sid just happened to find Data on sword and then found the Data fights. That's it. They done nothing really. They just sitting there talking to Rico like, hey, what's up? Yeah, we're trying to help, blah blah blah. Yeah, they've done their part, and I mean it's great to see them, but I knew they wasn't going to bring nothing big to the story. Maybe if we had that Pandora Cup, maybe they would have been in the But all in all, I really say that this was definitely worth the buy. If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, this was definitely worth the buy. If you're not a Kingdom Hearts fan, yeah, if you didn't really care that much for the story, it's understandable why you say it wasn't worth the money. But the big thing that I did not see coming out of this DLC, which I really didn't expect, I thought like it was going to get some stuff out of it, but I did not expect so much people was going to get out of this, was the little diorama picture mode. So many memes have come out of this mode. It's so many crazy pictures I see on Twitter. So much, oh my goodness. It's like, it's so great, some of these pictures. I'm like, wow, these people are really good at this. This was the hidden gem of the DLC. These pictures are freaking amazing and funny. Like, wow, some people just went for it and it's like, I'm gonna make this meme. I'm gonna make the meme with yeah, Naminé sitting in his chair with the Xehanort standing behind her. I'm gonna have the Xehanorts walk across the street like the Beatles, and so on and so forth. They made a lot of great ones. Everybody had the Kingdom Key. I mean, well, not Kingdom Key, but everybody has the Keyblades pointing at Xehanort's face. Like, I don't even know the reference to it. I know the picture, but I don't know like the legit name of the picture. But all in all, the picture mode is great. I even had some fun myself messing around with the picture mode and stuff like that. I remade the picture of Destiny Island of Sora, Riku, and Kairi running, but you know, grown up and stuff like that. But all in all, I didn't think that was gonna be that great. But tell me, did you think ReMind was worth it? Are you a big fan of Kingdom Hearts and think that it wasn't worth it? Do you think that it was like, yeah, nah, I don't need it? What? I'd like to hear your opinion in the comments down below. So until next time, was your boy Slick. See ya.
Back at you. Yeah. Take this! Water! Back at you! Heal! Stop him! Overheat! Back off! Back off! Got him! See ya! Take this! Yeah!
Don't blink.
Yeah! So long!
Go. Stop him.
Back off!
That's checkmate.
There!
Go.
There! So long!
Exit the stage.